me. Playing space with tarot cards, moon and stars like astrology. Reincarnated, so peep the style, homie. Been royal millions of years, they kept the crown from me. Started off in the root chakra, primordial waters. Like walking blindfolded. Everything was dark. Saw the wickedness in the world and all the cold.
Peace, 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 family. How's everybody doing? I hope you all are having a wonderful evening so far. I got a late start to the day here on Monday. I haven't really decided what day I'm going to post this yet, but nonetheless, we are going to be going over horoscopes for all 12 signs for the Venus conjunct Mars and Aquarius, which I have been talking about intensely, so you guys know some of the background to all of that energy. And then we have Venus will square Uranus March 19th. Mars will square Uranus March 22nd. And then Venus will conjunct Saturn March 28th. And Mars will conjunct Saturn April 5th. And so I did talk about wanting to do this in other videos, just hadn't really made up my mind how I wanted to get it out. But obviously there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 transits here. So I tried to keep it a little short, but with hopefully enough information so that you guys can understand if some funky stuff starts happening the end of March into the beginning of April, it most likely has something to do with these transits. Also, I've been talking about the eclipses, which I'm going to do smaller videos for each house on how the eclipses can be playing out for you in your life. And then I'm going to put it in a playlist. So be prepared to be bombarded over the next few days or so with videos, because, you know, we have to talk about eclipse season. It is coming up, and I just wanted to talk about it on a general perspective and then do horoscopes. And then what you can do, I'm not going to do like full horoscopes, but I'll do like what house this might be playing out for you, and so you can have a general idea of what to expect at this time. And then what you can do is go to the eclipse videos and you'll look for the videos that I will be talking about in that live. So please hit the like, share, subscribe, and notifications bell so that you can be notified every time we go live. We appreciate your support in advance, family. Again, I'm really going to try to keep this short. And again, I hope that it still makes complete sense as to what is going on for you over these next couple of weeks. All right, Aries. So Venus conjunct Mars and Aquarius. This is new ideas when it comes to your future. You may decide to take an entirely new direction. You may be putting yourself first at this time, especially because it'll be Aries season. You may rebel against a group you belong to. This may lead to new friends and new groups. You may receive money from an organization or some recognition. And then March 22nd, Mars will square Uranus. And this could be unexpected changes that cause a change in your financial structures, that force you to change, relocate, or they kind of clash with any existing plans that you may have. And then March 28th, Venus, Saturn will conjunct. So you may feel limited, but willing to do what you have to. Any typical Saturn placement comes up with these kinds of languages, but also it can be seen as a way to get more disciplined in some area of your life, okay? And then April 5th, Mars will conjunct Saturn which is again going back to a time to set a plan, really think it through, and then take some actual action steps. Okay, Taurus, you're having Venus conjunct Mars in Aquarius in your 6th house. So this is a new career, new profession. Maybe you want to invent something. Maybe this is just networking that provides new insights. And then March 22nd, Venus will square Uranus. You might be asking yourself, what are you doing with your life, or your approach or your perspective or your view of life changes in a major way. You can change your appearance too. And then March 28th, Venus Saturn conjunction. You may feel forced or uncomfortable about these changes coming up. But again, on March 5th, you'll recognize those things, sit down and really plan something out, and then start taking action steps towards whatever that is. And then Gemini, your Venus conjunct Mars in Aquarius could make you decide to take a trip or an educational course, getting a new perspective on things overall, maybe travel for education purposes. Either way, you're trying new things. You're evolving in your beliefs. You receive gifts for for what you're teaching, or recognition for something. And then on March 22nd, Venus will square Uranus. So you may have feelings that are really overwhelming. You may take some time behind the scenes and have breakthroughs from doing that. And then on March 28th, Venus and Saturn will conjunct. And you'll begin to see these kind of blockages, if you will. Maybe your belief systems, the belief systems you built over time have anchored you, or a teacher is giving guidance in some way, shape, or form that's changing you somehow, some way, or again, just giving you a higher perspective on things. And you'll recognize any blockages or how this may have set you back in any kind of way. And then April 5th, again, with that Mars conjunct Saturn, you'll create a plan and you'll sit down and really think things through. And then you'll start taking the actual steps to working on whatever that is for you. Cancer, you're having Venus Mars conjunct in Aquarius in the 6th house. No, 8th house. And so you could be approaching vulnerability, difference. You might reach out to a friend or professional help, but it can feel really awkward. Either way, you're open to change and getting a new perspective. You want to reinvent yourself around intimacy, perhaps even, or you receive some unexpected money from a partner, taxes, or other institutions. And then March 22nd, Venus will square Uranus, which may find you having a blowout with a friend or a group that you belong to, leading to new friends and new like-minded people and groups. And your friendships could be evolving in these groups that you belong to, and it's teaching you something that's going to bring you a major breakthrough. And then March 28th, Venus and Saturn will conjunct you. So you may see things more clearly as to what's been holding you back, any blockages or setbacks or, anything of that nature. And then April 5th, that Mars conjunct Saturn you may struggle with making these changes, again, because it might feel really uncomfortable. But you're determined to do so. So you're going to sit down, make a plan, really think things through, and then start taking some action plans towards that. And it'll be great. You'll do great. Leo, Venus conjunct Mars in Aquarius is happening in your 8th house, it looks like, or the 11th. You're transforming, or the 7th. You're transforming your one-on-one relationships. So support from your partner or a break from your partner right now might be well overdue. Overall, you're approaching relationships in a different way. You might receive some insight from others, financial gains from others that really help you on whatever decision that you make. And then March 22nd, Venus will square Uranus. So you'll feel uneasy about your finances, considering you'll be reconsidering your long-term plans, seeing the blocks. And then March 28th, that Venus and Saturn conjunct. Again, it's gonna feel very uncomfortable either way, but you're making a plan, you're sitting down, following things through, and then you're gonna start to take action on those things. Virgo, Venus conjunct Mars in Aquarius may have you switch up your day-to-day life, especially if you've been struggling with your workload or your health issues. You'll be doing what you need to make things better, to change your diet, exercise routine. Maybe you're getting a new job, or your work environment is changing in some way, or you have some trainers or practitioners that come in that help you with any health issues, or you start looking into alternative health options or alternative ways of thinking about your work or co-workers. That's really going to help you in a major way. You can also receive a bonus or a raise. And then March 22nd, Venus will square Uranus. So beliefs might be shaken up a bit here that really help you see that March 28th Venus Saturn conjunction where you're really limited, and changing the way you do things to break those cycles. So again, come April 5th with Mars conjunct Saturn, you're really going to sit down, make a plan, think things through, and then take some action steps you need to do. You're going to do whatever you need to do to succeed. And then Libra, Venus conjunct Mars in Aquarius may have you change the way you approach your creative projects. You want something exciting and new. You're reinventing yourself through your hobbies and spare time, tapping into your inner child. You're changing things up in your romantic life, or you receive recognition in some way, shape, or form. Taking a risk at this time will bring rewards. So vulnerability is still playing out some way, shape, or form here. March 22nd, Venus will square Uranus. So this could be unexpected changes around being vulnerable. And then March 28th, Venus, Saturn conjunct may see you may begin to see where you're restricted in your romantic and sexual projects, even your creative projects or things with your children as well. April 5th, Mars conjunct Saturn again. You'll see where those blockages are. Start making real conductive plans around them. Think things through, and then start an action plan. You know what you need to do to succeed. Scorpio, Venus conjunct Mars in Aquarius may bring sudden changes in your family life and living conditions. You may be relocating. Families visiting, maybe there's an addition to the family, you're buying a home, selling a home, getting more land, or you're reinventing yourself around parenting. You may receive some new insights from family, or some recognition or gains from property or family that ends up being really beneficial in whatever it is you're meant to learn at this time. And then March 22nd, Venus will square Uranus. So your one-to-one relationships are going to change. It could be some unexpected news. This could be breakthroughs or alternative ways of doing things, blow-ups disruptions that lead to breakups, or just some alone time, or your clients are you're having client blowouts with your clients or living situations. And then March 28th, Venus, Saturn conjunction. You know what you have to do now. At this point, you're going to be able to, you're going to see where you feel limited, blocked in your living conditions and with your loved ones to change your thinking. You're going to have to think outside the box, or you're going to receive major support from a family member, again, in some way that's very, very revolutionary. And then on April 5th, Mars-Saturn conjunction, you'll put a plan together. You'll really sit through with it, think things through, and then start taking action. Sag, your Venus conjunct Mars in Aquarius. May have your communication with others may change, or your perception is changing, or you're studying, gathering information, or some kind of gains for a new project, or some kind of recognition for something. And then March 22nd, Venus will square Uranus, so you might be receiving breakthroughs in your health-related issues. Maybe you're trying an alternative health options, diets from stress and health blow-ups. Or it could be blow-ups with freaking coworkers. Or transportation to work specifically. Let's see. Yeah. I mean, it could be transportation issues in general, but because it's happening in the 6th house, there's a suggestion of transportation, specifically when it comes to getting back and forth to work. Okay, March 28th, Venus and Saturn will conjunct you. So you may be identifying where you're limited mentally, how you're holding yourself back. You're thinking outside the box and trying to do things differently. And then again, April 5th, Mars conjunct Saturn, you'll see the work that you have ahead of you. You're going to sit down. You're going to make a plan. You're going to really think things through and start taking action. Capricorn, Venus will conjunct Mars. You might be seeking change when it comes to your belongings, finances. You may change the way you approach material possessions with new ideas, or you're reinventing yourself when it comes to your earnings potential. You start a new stream of income or rebel against an old one. Making money, old way of making money, and start something new that is unlike you. Overall, this is changes around your budget, savings, talents, or skills. Maybe this on the other side, this is recognition or gains because of your talents and skills. And then March 22nd, Venus will square Uranus. So this could be disruptions in your romantic life, blow-ups in your love, in your self-love. Okay. Blow-ups in your love life, self-worth or self-worth issues, or breakthroughs in your creative solutions that clash with your savings. March 28th, Venus-Saturn conjunction, you consider where you will consider where you're restricted, where your blockages are coming up, and what needs to change. And then April 5th, with Mars conjunct Saturn, you will have an action plan. You're really going to sit down, think it through, and push forward. Aquarius, this is obviously happening in your first house. So Venus conjunct Mars in Aquarius. You might change everything or rebel against a path you were once on. Reinvent yourself in your physical appearance. Change how you approach new situations. You may receive recognition for growth or gains for growth. And then March 22nd, Venus will square Uranus. So you'll receive some disruptions in your home, living situations, or togetherness in family. And March 28th, Venus-Saturn conjunction may see you where you're limited in yourself at, where the blocks are. You're thinking outside the box to change those things, whatever they are. And then April 5th, Mars conjunct Saturn. You're really going to sit down with a plan, think it through, and then take some action steps with those things. Excuse me. And then Pisces, you're having Venus conjunct Mars in Aquarius in the 12th house. Okay, in your house. So you may be seeking change around your spiritual life or some kind of alternative spiritual practices. Coming up with new ideas when it comes to your spiritual practices. Mostly all these things taking place behind the scenes where you're reinventing yourself, spending time alone, or learning a new way to escape, or rebel against an old spiritual belief. You gain new insights from movies, books, symbols. I'm trying to think what else this could be. Movies, books, symbols. And dreams. That's definitely another way this could be showing up. And you're going to change the way you relax overall. I feel like this could be a bunch of other stuff too, but I think for now that's... Yeah, you might have some addictions that you're changing, reconsidering, or you get some recognition for your intuitive insights, creative compassion, and vision. And then March 22nd, Venus will square Uranus. So you may have negative dialogue that is unsettling, or blow-ups in communication, or breakthroughs in communication, or education and travel, specifically short-distance travel. But nonetheless, March 28th, Venus-Saturn conjunction, you're considering how you're blind spotted, where your blind spots are, what's limiting you, any hesitance or fears or phobias, thinking outside the box to really get past all of those things. And then April 5th, when Mars conjunct Saturn, you're setting boundaries, committing to change. The change that you want, and you're going to take action. So that about covers up all 12 signs. I think that is the fastest I've ever went through some horoscopes before in my life. But a necessary evil, because I know people don't have time. Maybe I'll put this in... I might have to clean it up if I want to put it in the description box, because there's some typos and stuff. I mean, just reach out. You know, if you have more questions, inbox me at info@awayoflife.net. If you want to get your weekly horoscopes sent to you specifically from your horoscope, you can reach out to me about how to get started with that. You know, again, I just hope that this information is helpful, that you're finding ways to get through some things with this, because I feel like this is going to be a bit turbulent, and whatever this is that's happening now is going to play out really for the next few months because of the eclipse season. And then we're going to receive another additional boost from this May 11th that's going to last all the way through October when Aries moves into Jupiter. So stay tuned for more updates. I love and appreciate every single one of y'all.